I'm Ryan from Return to Happiness. This is my good friend Arleo. He is a martial arts expert, actor, and spiritual wizard.
Well, thank you. I mean, one thing that would be good to introduce to everybody who's watching this show, I think, is exactly what you talked about. The spiritualism, the energy, the focus, all the determination that every human being needs in order to be successful. From my age of time, at 24 years old, running a successful 120 somewhat member gym with a franchise group who's an organization that's been created by my family, and also being in the film business and dealing with rejection and pain and all going in and keep going for interviews. Imagine if your life was full of interviews and you're just getting a job every interview. Kind of helped me to become to this level.
Okay.
So what I did is the first thing that I did, which would be great for everybody to know, is that I eliminated all the negative aspects of my life. What is negative? Negative is when you think negative. So every moment that in your life that you have a single doubt about, say you have a doubt about, something that you want to accomplish and it doesn't happen. So first thing you want to do is kind of differentiate that and get rid of the doubt that you have about this stuff. So once you get rid of the doubt, how do you do that? Is you do positive exercises. Exercises like martial arts just help you with your mind, your body, and everything physically all at the same time, which makes it more beneficial for you to get that practice for. So what I did is I practiced martial arts. I went to acting classes where I got rid of all my emotional stress and all the demons, so-called demons that are in your body that almost kind of hold you back. These demons are something that you need to practice and get rid of. And this you could do with all these different exercises. I got good at it because I was able to put a lot of time and effort into it. And then again, just like anything in life, everything needs hard work and discipline. Discipline is a good skill to have from martial arts. So slowly eliminating all the negative effects and defects, then working your way through with practices can help you to become more successful. Then you move on to belief. How much do you believe in what you want? How bad do you want what you want? If you want it really bad, you will work hard enough for it. So what you have to do is you have to kind of say, if I want this, I'm going to push myself to the highest level. No matter what pain or suffering or how many times I fall down, I still want to do this and get it. And what you could do is then again go practice these different exercises. You can't never be sitting down and thinking. There's two ways of reaching your goals. There's one way of just sitting down and thinking about it, and there's one way of getting up and actually doing it. Right, so there's an important
action speaks louder than words.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a skill as in doing, or there's a skill as in thinking. So if you have to do that, you have to combine thinking and doing at the same time, which kind of makes you more successful.
Absolutely.
For my life has been a journey. I started training when I was really young. I used to open up the academy door for my dad when I was 12 years old. And just going in there and helping him out at a really young age and being on my feet from 18 has kind of helped me to become who I am. And spiritually, there wasn't a single doubt in my mind that I can't. So that was the first step. But I always practiced, right? I never wasted time. I never spent time on video games and stuff like that, which is still fun to do, which I like to do, once in a while with my friends. But I put more time in reading the books that we were talking about earlier, Think and Grow Rich, The Alchemist, and some of these various tools was helped me, as an actor, as well as a director, producer, and a martial artist. And now at this age, I feel happy, I feel positive, and you know what? I think that's what everybody should do, because everyone's put on this planet to do something.
Absolutely.
Nobody's here at this stage. If we were fully developed and we're using all 4 parts of our brain, which gives us the ability to change and to get up in the pyramid level and to go into other sources and disappear and do all that kind of stuff, which I believe in 100%. I believe in that stage of the human mind. But we're still not reached that yet, and we are here and put on this planet to not waste any time.
Yeah.
We're here to emotionally and physically to push ourselves to
constantly
the
be
highest
creating.
limit, to constantly be creating and practicing and developing this aspect. So there's no time to waste. Realistically, we were the luckiest people in the world to be alive. Why? Because we're lucky to be born.
Oh, for sure.
So we got to be thanking our ancestors and saying, look, we could have never been born. And we could have never been here on this planet to do what we're doing. But the first step is that we got born. And now that we're born, we can't waste any time. We can't waste any time.
Yeah.
Say one day I get up in the morning and I talk to this individual like I met you,
Yeah.
right? Which kind of helped me go towards a different direction in life, right? So what happens is that you have to be really aware of who our surroundings are. Let's say if I hang out with a guy who sleeps at home and wakes up at like 1 in the afternoon, who likes to sit down and smoke pot all day,
Yeah.
and he's my best friend. I'll be hanging out with him every day because he's my best friend. So therefore, I'm going to be like him. So another thing that everybody should be aware of is to always have the best friends that are better than you.
Yeah.
It's better to work or focus on things that you can limit yourself to. So if you do 2 activities or 3 different skills, it's probably more. But if you're doing more than that and you're doing all this, you're going to be a master of none.
Yeah.
You're going to be putting all the focus and energy doing this, and then leaving it half finished and going on to something else, and then doing it. I had this issue when I was trying to work in this industry. And what I did is I kind of narrowed it down and said, let's focus on one thing at a time, reach the goal, and then move on to the next.
Yeah.
Right? That way you'll be more successful. This is something a lot of people face, and they kind of realize, they're like, okay, well, why am I not getting anywhere?
Well, they're thinking of too many things at once.
You're thinking of too many
there's
things.
steps.
You're putting too
Yeah.
much work into everything,
Right.
but realistically, you're getting nowhere. More than 3 ounces of alcohol damage your brain, and once you damage your brain, you can never get that damaged part back. So think about how much you drink, right? I drink too, right? I go in and I have 1 drink, and I hang out and I enjoy it. And then you know what? You probably get drunk more if you don't drink often. So know your limit, right? So for example, if you're out there and you know you do something, if I drink too much water, I'm gonna throw up, and water is good for me. So you have to know that
Everything in moderation.
In moderation, you have to know when to stop and when not to, and have that self-control, which can kind of help you be more successful. So then again, you know, there's a lot to be learned to do that, but you got to start now. Never is late. I had a guy who was 60 years old, literally, and he came to our gym and he wanted to become a black belt. At first it was so hard for him to believe, but 4 years later he was jumping up and doing spinning hook kicks for 63 years old.
Yeah, amazing.
64 years old. It was amazing.
It's
to
unlimited,
see
the potential, right?
That's
if we put our mind to something that we truly want in life, it's really unlimited of what we can actually accomplish within reason if we're healthy.
Exactly.
It's all about being healthy.
You never know what your potential is unless you try. Right, so for example,
you got to take a leap of faith.
Totally, you just have to really push yourself to your limit, and then that's when you realize. But then once you do push yourself to your limit, like what I'm trying to experience now, is that wow, I can even go more. So just look at the potential of the human civilization. Look at the potential that we have as people is really more than what you'd expect. You know, the people say I get tired after an 8-hour day, but if you practice working 10 hours a day, right, and then 10 hours will become nothing for you, and then you get tired at 11 hours, right? So always set a higher goal for yourself. Every day that you wake up, write your to-do list, right, so you don't forget what you have to do. That's the way I do my things, and I motivate myself into doing more and more and more and getting better and better and better. It's almost like a disease, but in a very positive way.
Yeah, you get addicted to being good.
Exactly.
I'll tell you, you know, I don't know exactly where this is all going, but we intend it to be a really special, like, thing that's going to hit a lot of people in a very positive way.
I'm really happy to actually, you know, do this with you. Is my goal is to try to help as many people who are facing these troubles and they're in their downturns of their life, and they just want that motivation to kind of jump up and speak up for themselves. Watch this show, guys. I recommend it. I know this hasn't, you know, come out to TV yet, but I think that's one way that we're going to help our city and the world is we try to share this with as many people as we can. Always stay in tune with the show, and I really respect and thank you for having me today.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
And hopefully we'll see you guys
Absolutely.
in later on.
For sure.
Yeah. Ciao.